Create a rise, I was positive surgeon. Cosmic post, the emergence. Brain of eternal, hands on my time. Impossible prince can God watch you step in the mind. Soul triggers, power, holy, divine righteousness. Combined with courage, love of essence. Don't let trauma bind and block your blessings. When you behind the veil, you hear the confession. Give you limitation, corruption, fear, deception. This the age of knowing, evolution, and resurrection.
Welcome back to Talk That Crap. I hope everybody had a great holiday. Didn't have a last transmission, a last video since last week, Thursday. I took the week off, enjoyed a little bit of time with family. I don't really celebrate holidays and things of that nature. Yet I still hung out and chilled out with a couple of friends and had a good time. With that being said, we back today with another episode of Talk That Crap. And we're just going to have a brief discussion talking about balancing your life and thriving through the chaos. Balancing your life and thriving through the chaos. And certain things that we can do to actually assist us to balance our lives, and things that we can do to thrive through the chaos. How we can leverage ourselves through the chaos. Because that's a huge thing right now, because as we know it, we seeing things are getting real crazy and hectic right now, like nothing I ever seen before. And as the old people would say back in the day, it gets dark before the light comes. It's gonna get a little rough, but it's gonna work itself out. It's gonna get a little rough. So let's jump right into it. Let's just talk about balancing your life. What does that mean when I'm talking about balancing your life? Well, balancing your life comes into a place of understanding how you deal with your emotions, how you deal with your mental, how you're dealing with your spirit, and what you're doing with your purpose and your focus. So bringing that into a level of balance, whether it's you starting a new job, whether it's you ending in a relationship, beginning a relationship, you got fired from a job and looking to find out what's going on, you having mental health or anxiety issues that you don't really understand how to deal with, you having a difficulty expressing yourself from the pain. Finding a way to balance yourself is very beneficial in your life. One of the techniques that I use to bring balance to my life, of course, is meditation. That is one thing that I've been doing for probably around about 14, 15 years, is meditation. I've learned different forms of meditation, studied different cultures when it comes to Tao or Zen. I've done a whole lot when it comes to really understand what it is to bring peace in my life, especially because I came from a point of being angry all the time, mad and angry, confused. So I needed to bring some balance into my life. And to do that, I had to find ways that I could do it on a consistent level, and do it in a way that it would be beneficial to me and be so beneficial to me that others will be able to get the impact and they would enhance their life. So to balance your life, we're going to first talking about the chakra system. I know everybody hear about the chakra system. Even on this channel, we talked about it more than one time. But you have 7 chakras. Now you have more than that, but they say the 7 main chakras go from your root, your sacral, your solar, your heart, your throat, your first eye, and your crown. So it goes from the base of your spine to the top. That's where your crown go at. Now I've been taught to understand how to bring that energy up as you bring it from the base to the heart. So to start living through the heart, speaking love through the throat, that brings a level of power and peace. It's difficult to bring balance into your life when you're living in trauma. And we're going to say that we were raised right here in the United States. If you was raised here in the United States, you have some trauma. Hold on a second. Let me turn this off right fast. If you've been raised in the United States, you definitely have some trauma. There's no getting around that. If you thinking that you don't have trauma, you got to be kidding yourself. Some of us have more trauma than they know. See, I had a lot of trauma. That's why I had to learn how to balance myself. One of the things that I learned too in this book, Seat of the Soul, I learned that we are multi-sensory beings. So they give you 5 senses. Now, also through the alchemical text, you learn that we have 9 senses. You have imagination, faith, clairvoyance, clairaudio. Faith, imagination. Imagination is actually a sense. Get that. Clairvoyance, clairaudio, they are senses. So here in this book, they gave you chapter by chapter on how you can understand your soul. Because the name of the book is Seat of the Soul. The name of the book, Seat of the Soul. And it just gives just breakdowns on how you can deal with your own mind, your own heart, your own spirit. You know, this is the first time in reading this book, The Seat of the Soul, I found out that I actually had one time in my life, I had an addiction to my own thoughts. I actually was addicted to a woman that I was dating at the particular time. I didn't even know I was addicted to it. Now I've had this over 10 years ago, by the way. So this is nothing new. You see this book, you see it been ran through a couple of times. I've read it a couple of times just to reaffirm some things early on in my life to make sure that I had the principles in place. So balancing your life, you're talking about bringing a level of spirit into presence at all times. Because see, your spirit is not going to allow you to do anything that's going to be detrimental to your life. Your spirit is going to guide you, it's going to protect you, it's going to lead you. But right now, a lot of people are so afraid of their own spirit, they'll hear a small whisper on what to do. And they'll go, something told me to do that. That something is your spirit. You just call it something because you don't know how to be one with it. And so a lot of the balance or the imbalance we have comes from the food, comes from technology, it comes from the emotions, it comes from our own belief. You can have a belief that causes you a lot of pain and struggling just based upon the thing that you believe. You know, there's another book that I've shared on this platform once before called the Hermetic, the Kabbalion. You know, these 7 principles also let you understand how to bring balance into your life. One of the 7 is called polarity. You know, to polarize yourself from one area to another and not be swung by the pendulum. And it just goes in depth on what it is that you can acquire if you decide to take that journey. The balance in yourself, balance in your life is not a walk in the park. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. Because a lot of times we don't even know where we are imbalanced at. We don't know where we off tilter at. So the first thing you have to do is have a self-analysis and be honest about the self-analysis that you're prescribing upon yourself, the one you're doing with yourself. Be honest about it. Don't, if you're hurting, acknowledge your pain. And now I found that to be something very peculiar, that a lot of people, when it comes to healing, they don't even want to deal with their pain. Well, how do you heal if you don't want to deal with the pain? That is why at this particular time, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of emotion because of the energy and where we at. So right now, I'm actually on a fast right now. I'm on a 21-day fast, just water. The last 5 days, I'm going to do something that I've never done before, which is not drink water or food, nothing for the last 5 days. So that should be really interesting, because I've been fasting for over a decade. So just drinking a little water here and there and not drinking as much water as I normally would drink, allowing my body to really break down these toxins, get rid of them, you know, work on my colon, different things of that area. Because again, men, if you're a little bit older like me, your colon could be clogged and causing you a lot of problems. Your arteries could be clogged and causing you a lot of problems. bloodstream could be clogged and cause you a lot of problems. So, my fellas, if you're some of my fellas out there are having problems with that ED because they losing blood flow. So you can have an eating habit that takes you off balance, that clogs your blood flow. So you don't have the same type of blood flow. So then when you're ready to get busy with your lady, you don't got the blood flow. You may be on a noodle instead of the, you know what I'm saying, instead of that obvious, you know? So balancing your life, it comes from a point of understanding too, not bringing history, knowing history, but not allowing it to affect you to a point where it stagnates your life. For you to be at a place in your life where you understand, hey, this is the best thing that can happen in my life. Because change is supreme. I remember hearing Bobby Hemmings say that a long time ago. Shout out to Bobby Hemmings. And he said change is supreme. So that has been the one thing that has been supreme in my life since I began this journey. And that change has always allowed me to have a level of balance, a level of presence. See, one of the things that should be understood is that we should subordinate mind and ego and subordinate it to the soul. We should bring those two under a level of control. Because see, your mind, it goes like the wind. Your mind, that's why you have so many thoughts. You ask somebody what they're thinking about. They can't even tell you what they was thinking about because they got lost in their own thoughts. How you get lost in your own thoughts? You can't even remember what you was thinking about. You just lost. So to be able to bring a level of balance back to your life, to understand that you have more to offer, you have more to give to yourself, for yourself. Know thyself is the clause. That's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. It's called knowledge of self. Without the knowledge, you don't know who you are. And we still looking to understand where we came from. So to bring balance to ourselves is to also accept we are cosmic beings. We are light beings. We are all frequency. We vibrate on a frequency. What is your frequency when it comes to life? How do you bring balance to your life? Another book that helped me to bring balance was The 12 Powers of Man. 12 Powers of Man. It gives you the 12 stages of where this particular energy, hold on, I'm going to show you just a second. All right. So here you'll see your 12 spots where the 12 powers of man live. You know, we're dealing with will, understanding, imagination, faith, zeal, power, love, wisdom, strength, order, accumulation, elimination, and life. Those are the 12 powers. And you see they all resonate in different areas of the body. You see? So these are different ways that you can understand and how to bring balance to yourself. Meditation, Seat of the Soul, which is reading. You can use the Kabbalion. It gives you 7 principles on how to live, how to utilize. 12 Powers of Man give you 12 avenues and 12 faculties that you can connect with your own divine spirit to understand. You know, peel back those layers. To bring balance in your life, you have to release that thing that's causing you the pain. I used to ask my daughters years ago, I said, if a chair that you was getting ready to sit in was made with nails and razor blades, would you sit down in it? They say no. I said, well, don't sit down in your thoughts like that. Raise your level of thought. Don't sit down in something that you know is going to cause you pain. It's the same thing when it comes to bringing balance. If you know that you're not eating right, then eat right, take care of yourself, and bring a level of balance. If you say, well, I'm not fasting, I eat, three meals a day. Well, eat your 3 meals a day. When you have complications and you aren't able to balance, that's what that's going to be like. The energy that's on the planet right now that's coming is high, very high. When I say so high, it caused me to have moments where I just have to sit down and be still. Where, woo, I don't want to be around no one because the energy is just that high. And that's again, seclusion, solitude is a way that I bring balance to my life as well. To be able to have that hermit time to yourself, to work on yourself more diligently than anything else, to have a love for yourself greater than anything else that's happening in your life, to be focused in your life, to know thyself is the most important thing that you could do. Why wouldn't you take the journey of self to bring a level of balance and presence in your life? You know, on those scales, you know, back in the Egypt text, the Egyptian text, I say in the Egypt text, in the Egyptian text, they talked about your heart going down and your heart being put on the scale of Ma'at against a feather. Your heart has to be light as a feather. If you going around and you angry with someone, and hey, life happens, okay? You're gonna be in a relationship that's not gonna go well. You're gonna find a woman of your dream and you're gonna lose. You're gonna find a man of your dream and you're gonna lose him. You're gonna find your dream job and you're gonna lose it. Or you can be in a place where you can be working and you're still not happy, you bring no joy. You know, I always find it difficult that people can go into jobs or opportunities and not be happy. That's an imbalance itself. You began in anger, that's going to cause a problem. But people say, well, I still got to pay my bills. So you mean to tell me that you're not able to find something that you enjoy and pay your bills? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Bring a level of understanding into your life. It's the most important thing that you could do. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take the time to say, you know what? I'm gonna bring a level of love into my life that I won't let anyone taint or distort. See, when love is the reason why you're doing what you're doing, nothing and no one can stop you. You are relentless in your daily due diligence. You are relentless. You would do it every single day. If you knew a process was going to bring you a level of peace, a level of understanding, and a level of power, wouldn't you balance your life? Wouldn't you say, you know what? I'm going to do this because I really enjoy the power and understanding I have in this process. I mean, you're living anyway, you're in the process. We're in the age of Aquarius. We're in the age of knowing. So to not know, it's gonna make some people really, really angry. And if you look around the world today, you see a lot of people just angry as hell. Mad, mad. And that's how they live. They live in that anger. They don't have any peace. They don't have any love. They don't have any balance. And that be the same people that be so angry, and they'll turn around and say how much they love you. Nah, I ain't want that. You can't be mad at the world, then love me. Because I'm not mad at the world. The world ain't did nothing to me. I'm not angry at any ethnicity of people. There are some people that have done some things that have caused a lot of calamities on the planet. Sure. Yeah. But that's a small portion of the people that actually causing a lot of the problem. And they're gonna have to deal with that as well. We're gonna bring balance to their ass, you know? So we gotta begin to use and understand what's happening right now. We have to be able to use discernment, intuition at a high level. You too, man. And our ladies, our oracles, I know that y'all feel it. Sometimes some of you ladies in the daytime, in the morning time, you wake up in the morning and you're hit with so much energy, you don't even know what to do. You don't know what to get up, sit down, cry, yell. You don't all emotions are everywhere. because that's the energy that's coming upon the planet right now. It's the energy that's here right now is a call for change. It's a call for evolution. That's why you hear the word evolution so many times on my planet, on my platform. I say on my planet. I got a planet too. I'm a planet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we have to recognize who we are and be okay with that in that recognition of who we are. What type of peace do you want in your life? Well, go find it. Go find it within. How they say it? The way out is in. They say the way out is in. It's an inward journey. I've been on this journey inward for a long time. And I'm not above anyone else and I'm not below anyone else. There, of course, there's some people that know things way more in depth than me. And I'm okay with that. I don't need to debate them and let them know what I know is supreme and what they know is not. What they know may be supreme. I just learn what they know and keep on going. So the ability to adapt in your life, you know, that adaptation will give you the point to evolve. Again, how do I bring balance into my life? Self-evaluation is first. I have to be honest about the self-evaluation of where I am. And what am I going to do now that I've done it? If you have a problem not knowing how to do a self-analysis of self, if you don't know how to sit with yourself and analyze and be honest about yourself, get a pen and a pad, and every hour on the hour, write down your mental state. Write down your emotions, write down what's going on in your mind, what has your attention every hour on the hour. You write that down every hour on the hour and do that for 2 to 3 weeks. If you do that for 2 to 3 weeks, you will see where you can bring balance into your life. You will see your habits of how you think. You will see your habits of your emotions. You will see your habits in what you do on a daily basis. That is one way that you can use to bring balance into your life. The other way that you can use to bring balance, as I stated, was meditation. Meditation is, you don't have to be sitting down and doing meditation. You don't have to be in the lotus position. You could be sitting in a chair just like me and just learn to breathe. From your abdomen, exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. A simple breathing technique. Breathe in. Breathe out. And as you do it, you'll realize the more that you breathe in and out and breathing from your abdomen, you're breathing from your dantian, from your lower, from that stomach. You know, if your shoulders and your chest moving, if you're going, you're not breathing from your abdomen. Your shoulders shouldn't be moved. It's just, in my full breath, you see my whole body went up. Watch my full breath. And as I exhale, you saw my body sink back down. So those are two things that you can do to bring yourself balance. You may work out. Working out is a great way to bring balance to your life because it'll chill with the monkey mind. So if you do a good workout and then go sit and meditate, it's probably going to be a whole lot easier. So those are a couple of things that you can do. You can do mindfulness. Mindfulness is a great way to understand and keep your level of presence. You can mindfully walk. You can mindfully wash dishes. You can actually mindfully take a shower. You can be mindful. You can be mindful while you're cleaning and not letting anything else to interfere with that presence. See, balance is just a yin and yang. It's just a yin and yang, a masculine and feminine aspect of yourself. How do you bring masculine and feminine energy as one? Because again, we're dealing with spirit first. Spirit will give balance to man. Man can never give balance to spirit. Spirit can give balance to man. Man can never give balance to spirit. Man is afraid of spirit or has a difficult understanding spirit. As I stated before, someone can hear something and happen. They say, man, something told me to do so and so. That something is your spirit that's guiding you. And if we are aware of our spirit, if we are aware of our own divine, we'll be able to utilize that awareness to enhance our life. You must be at a point where you can understand what benefits you in your life and how to use it. How do you add something to your life that continues to take you from level to level to level to level? That's what bringing balance in. That's what that yin yang is. And I'll say this: if you're in a very tumultuous relationship, if you have friends that are not going anywhere, if you have a job that you've been on or a job that you at and you're just frustrated about that, it's going to be difficult to find balance. Because you first have to evaluate and ask yourself why you are in situations that are causing you pain, and you sit there. Now again, certain relationships you're able to work out, certain ones can work out and some don't. And just because a relationship ends doesn't mean you're off balance. It just means that relationship, that yin and yang, it didn't work. How do you bring that to your life? Are you at a place of peace in your life? Are you at a place of gratitude in your life where you can bring balance? That's one of the most important things that you can do. And why wouldn't you take the time to bring balance? Why wouldn't I take time to educate myself and work through the emotions versus responding and reacting to them all? Why would I daily reside in anger when I know that I have a place of joy and peace? It all dwells within. Live in your inner dwelling. Live in your inner dwelling. Let your God spirit guide you. You know, a lot of time when I say God spirit, people get uncomfortable. Well, who told you you're not a God? They say you made in the image of it. And then they say that all is mind. In the Kabbalah, they say that all is mind, the universe is mental, which means we're in a mental construct. Well, we're in a mental construct of God. Wouldn't that make me an aspect of God? In the mind of God? Wouldn't I be an aspect of the mind of God? Yeah, I would be. So how could that bring balance to your life? Knowing that you have the same access to source as God, as you. What will you do now? How will that affect your life? How will it affect your life? You know, I'm a huge advocate on really taking care of yourself, knowing thyself, taking time for thyself. And there's been times in my life where I brought a level of balance to my life and then eliminated people. It wasn't that I was angry at those people. It wasn't that I didn't ever want to see those folks again. I just separated myself in order for me to be okay. I didn't have to deal with the frustration. Like if I'm with someone and they're making me frustrated, my spirit is going to tell you, hey, it's time to go, buddy. And you don't need to come back here anymore. Because they're not giving me anything to add value to my life. If you're not adding value to my life, you got to go. Point blank. If you're not adding value to my life, you have no reason to be in my life. And you're not coming to mess with you're not coming to disturb my peace. Any person that wants to disturb my peace will be gone immediately. And if it takes me a while for me to understand, you're definitely going to be gone still. So how do we, again, focus on you? You are the most important person right now in this world, is you. You know, a lot of people say, What about your kids? I love me first. From the love that I have for me, through me, I can share that with my kids and my grandkids in a compassion, in a way that they be looking at me like, wow, because I love myself that much. I love myself on a cosmic level. I don't love myself just based upon feelings or things that I can acquire. I love myself based upon my presence right here, right now. I love the fact that I'm able even to just share this with the whole world. And the other side, and once you bring balance into your life, because guess what we're dealing with right now? Chaos. But we're gonna what? Thrive through the chaos. Most people say, well, damn, how do I thrive through the chaos? Well, we're gonna invest and create. That's how we thrive through the chaos. Invest, create. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, I'm pretty sure everybody know that Bitcoin had just hit $100,000 and is what having a pullback. So we don't know how far this pullback gonna happen. Everybody went crazy on XRP, and yep, I came up on XRP. I had it about 2 years ago, and I opened my wallet up when everybody said XRP, XRP. Opened my wallet up, and I was up. I was like, hey, okay. So then when I went back and really began to do the research, I said, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Now we understand. So you can get into multi levels. There are stocks of you can invest in. You can learn to trade. You can create a side hustle. You can create a business. Create yourself an LLC. Get with some friends, and y'all come up with an idea, and then go out and create a business together. Create a Shopify store. Create a PDF. You know, matter of fact, I need to put mine in. I'm gonna put it in the description, my PDF. And matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna give it away for free. This week right here. Next week, I'm giving away my PDF every day for free. And it's all based upon how to live, how to deal certain. And actually, inside of that book, it actually have different techniques for meditation, different things that you can actually do. Relentless, you got to be relentless in your living. So there are different companies too that you probably want to check out. I had missed the NVIDIA Thrive a couple of years ago, so I did miss it. I got a little bit, but I didn't. I didn't do what most people did. I didn't do that 600% increase. So there are a lot of things that you can do to thrive. Create a service. There's AI right now. One thing that I say take a look at is microcomputer chips. These superconductor. Take a look at some of these companies. Where my book is? I know NVIDIA, AMD, I think ASML, and there are a couple of other companies. But just look into the superconductor chip and invest for 5-10 years. As I continue to gain into the crypto market, as I continue to grow my Bitcoin account and Ethereum and all of those different things, this is a whole. And when I say thrive, we have to understand if banks are using it as hedge funds, if they're using it as part of some people's portfolio, wouldn't you want to do it for yourself? If they're telling their customers, hey, yo, we're going to take this Bitcoin and we're going to allow this Bitcoin to be a part of your portfolio, and here's how we're going to allocate it to your portfolio, and here's what we're going to do every single month. You can do the same thing without any hedge fund, anybody at any fund. You can have your wallet, and you can do it simple. Now, I'm going to say this. I learned how to do this from Chicago BitBoy. I said BitBoy. Chicago Bully. Chicago Bitcoin Bully. I learned it from him. when I took a class from him back in 2020 through Black Magic 636. I might be messing up 633, 363. Yeah, that's it, 363 Black Magic. I'm just all over the way tonight. I'm trying to tell you. And he said the simplest way you can do it is I purchase Bitcoin on Cash App, and from Cash App, send it to my wallet. And then I'm able to acquire other assets within my wallet. When I say thrive, I mean thrive. I mean, set up you a dividends account and do nothing on that account. Don't have two accounts together. Have separate accounts. You can have a Robinhood and a Webull, right? And in the Robinhood and the Webull, there can be two different things. One can be for a long-term investment. One can be for a long-term dividends. So what happens when you build an account of dividends for 10 years, and every time you get it either on a monthly or a quarterly, you take your profits from that dividend account and you reinvest it back. And you do that for 10 years. You don't take no money out your dividend account for 10 years, and you dollar cost average in for 10 years in your dividend account. You can live off that dividend account for the next 50 years. Now, you also have your long-term investment that now is beginning to have compound interest based upon the assets that you have inside of your portfolio. What is your purpose and what you came here to do? That's going to be how you thrive. Not just creating stuff to give to people, but what is your true purpose? Like, what do you get excited about when it comes to you assisting another person? Because it's chaotic right now. People are getting murdered. You got CEOs are getting murdered. You got people are angry with one another based upon the presidency. You got people mad just off of GP. You know, we got all kind of stuff that's going on. How are you preparing yourself to thrive? For me, I'm learning Web3, and I'm definitely deep into that crypto and stock investing. That's how I learned to thrive. I'm not a huge trader. I'm learning swing trade more than doing a day trade. Because the swing trade, I have more time to sit down and really study the chart. Because it takes time to really understand how the market moves. So I know that there's plenty of avenues out there for us. But how will you thrive? What will be your highway to wealth? How will you get there? Thriving through the chaos. There's a lot of death going on. There's a lot of controversy going on. There's hip hop controversy going on. There's P. Diddy going on. You know, there's the government going on. And by the way, just understand that there are countries now that are adding Bitcoin as a reserve. Think about that for a second. So I promise you, if they're doing it, the United States is going to end up doing it too. The dollar is falling. The dollar ain't the dollar no more. So how will you thrive as they continue to inflate? We got tech wars, we got food wars, we got health wars, we got educational wars, we got family wars, we got all of these different wars. And they are monetizing each aspect of it. How do we thrive? Let's get back to our youth. Teach them how to bring out their full understanding of themselves. Let's teach financial literacy. If you're not financial literacy, get with some people who are. Take a class, take a course, read, spend some time with yourself. Understand what it is to thrive through this. Because it's crazy right now. It really is. But guess what? You're going to come out of it. You're going to be fine. But you're going to have to make a decision on how you're going to come out, how you're going to thrive in this chaos. If you work in a job you don't want to be at, I know that can be very chaotic. If you're in a relationship you don't want to be at, that can be very chaotic. If you have friends and family you don't trust, that can be very chaotic. So how will you thrive in this moment? It's going to be through spirit. Your spirit is going to allow you and guide you and allow you to team up with the right people at the right time in order for everyone to evolve and go to that next level. It's going to be up to you. Will you choose? Will you decide? I say, will you choose? Will you decide? Because too many choices out here. Too many choices, and most people don't want to make a decision. Will you make the decision to bring balance to your life? Will you make a decision to invest in your life? In the next 5, 10 years, will you invest where you can actually see your wealth and prosperity begin to fall into your lap? Will you acquire Bitcoin and other tokens and learn how to move around on the blockchain? There's so many different ecosystems on the blockchain, it's ridiculous. I mean, here you got Bitcoin has its own ecosystem, Ethereum has its own ecosystem, Polygon has its own ecosystem, Aave has its own ecosystem. Who else? Yeah, I'm missing somebody. But anywho, those are some that have their own ecosystem. Stacks got its own ecosystem. There's a whole avenue what they call DeepN. That's a whole ecosystem itself. So there's a lot of different ways to actually earn money through crypto. But you, again, thriving, I want to say this, and I've heard someone say it too. I heard Chicago say it. Chicago Bitcoin bully. He said, don't look at the money so much, look at the assets. So even when I began and I get into purchase stocks and looking at companies, I always would look at companies that were beneficial over the years. And I heard Warren Buffett say it one time. He said, I don't invest in stock, I invest in companies that's going to be here 30, 40 years. So as you going about doing your thing and you're thriving, look at things that are going to be here 15 years from now. What does that landscape look like? How do we do that? How do you do that? Do we do it collectively together, or do everyone still wants to be separate about how they do it? Remember, all of those who really, really thrive, they do it as a team. It's a team effort. You know, we have to get back to the point where we can become team members again and thrive through this chaos. Put our capital together, and it'll do something way more than everybody want to do it by themselves. If you don't want to deal with crypto, find somebody who do want to do crypto and say, hey, you know what? Help me set it up and you show me how, and I can do it this way. And you assist them to do that. Help your brother and your sister thrive through this time. Don't allow fear to keep you away from wealth. They say this is a wealth generation right now that we're in. It's an opportunity that most people never believed that we would be in. And I tell you, we at a place right now where one time you had to have 10 to 15,000 to go into the stock market. And you can literally go into the stock market with $100 and begin to dollar cost average in every single week. Every single week. You can actually put $5 a day on a stock as a dollar cost average. That's $25 a week. Some of you out here, your tequila, your Hennessy costs more than $25. Your Don Julio tequila, that's expensive. So guess what? If you can do that one bottle, take that one bottle, put it in an asset. That one bottle, put it in an asset. For those who like the new shoes and new sneakers and new clothes and your purses and all that, take one of those, one a month, and invest. Whether it's crypto or stock, futures or bonds. You know, what asset class do you want to belong to? And There's so many apps out here right now to give you the information on how to do that. There's a website called Capital Trades. It actually shows what politicians where they putting their money at. Now, come on, people. If they're showing you where they're putting their money at, wouldn't you want to put your money in the same place? It's called Capital Trades. I didn't know that. I learned that about 3 weeks ago. Again, if we're talking about financial literacy, we're talking about how many different ways that you can learn. How many streams of income can you create? Right now, I only have 2. What happens when it goes to 4? What happens when it goes to 8? When you have 8 streams of income, you're not really worried about inflation because you have that much income coming in. When you're actually, listen, when we're talking about thriving through the chaos, we're not talking about putting money in and then as soon as you make $50,000, you take $40,000 out and leave $10,000 in. No, you flip that. You would take $10,000 out and you leave $40,000 in. That's only if you needed to do something emergency with that funds. If you don't need to do anything with that capital, let it stay there and let it increase unless you're purchasing other assets. So if you're taking profits and then you're turning around and you're purchasing other assets, that's wonderful. If you're taking it out only to be a liability to go buy some shoes, shopping, do all the different things, go in a restaurant, if you're only doing it for that, it's going to be difficult to thrive. It's going to be difficult to thrive. You have to have a mindset of wealth, a mindset of how to stay consistent during these turbulent times. Because the stock market will go up and down and the crypto market will go up and down. As I stated, last night, Bitcoin hit 101. As I looked before we started, I think it was down to 96,000. So it already dropped, 5,000. So understand, when you're doing it, be careful of how much money you put in the beginning. And never, ever, especially when it comes to crypto or stocks, never purchase at an all-time high. ATH, never purchase at an all-time high. Never purchase at an all-time high. If it's going towards its all-time high, wait. Reposition yourself. When it pull back, that's when you invest. When it pull back, that's when you make your investment. Never, ever, ever invest. The way to thrive is what? Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. That's to thrive. When you create services that will be beneficial to others. Create services or goods that will be beneficial to others. That's how you thrive. Don't just create anything. Don't just create anything. Create something that will be beneficial to others. It will be beneficial to you. If you put your heart into something that will be helpful to others, it's gonna make a difference. So whatever that means to you, do that. Don't be afraid of what possibilities can come your way. And I'm gonna tell y'all, this journey is not a cakewalk. There's some friends that started with me that are no longer here. There's some family members still think I'm crazy. That's okay. I used to have some coworkers that said I was the strangest person they ever seen in their life. And now they know what they said. I wish you would come back and work with us. I tell them, hell no. I'm finished with that. I'm doing what I'm doing right now and it's working. So again, to thrive, to bring balance into your life, you want to be able to do things that your spirit, you find joy in. That's how you thrive. You want to be able to be grateful and be joyful about the things that you're doing. If you're going to a job and when you get home, you're tired and you're frustrated, and especially if you have kids, and you're not able to do anything, you just beat down tired, it's going to be difficult to thrive because you're fighting being tired. What do you do consistently? To bring balance into my life, I yoga and meditate every morning. There's no such thing as I don't want to. It's part of my life. And do I take a day off here and there? Yeah, I do. Next day, I'm right back at it. So what do you do to bring peace and love into your life, to bring balance into your life? What will you do to thrive in this chaos? Because it's really important right now that we set ourselves up. It's really important that we set ourselves up to thrive. This is an opportunity like our parents, our ancestors in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, they didn't have this opportunity. You don't have to go to Charles Schwab. You don't have to go to Charles Schwab and all of these big companies in order for you to invest. You can pull out your Robinhood and pull out your Webull, Stasher, Moo, and you get to trade. You get to investing. And again, you want a dollar cost average. You want to just come in. If it's only $25 a week, $25 a week. $25 a week is $100 a month. If you're doing that consistently for 10 years, I promise you will see a difference. But we know as you begin to see increase in assets, it's going to hit you. Boop. Hey, you know what? If I actually double down and do more, I can actually achieve more. So that's what you're going to do. So to thrive through this chaos, it's not only for me, it's for my grandkids. It's for my great-grandkids. It's when I'm an old man and I'm laughing and playing with my great-grandkids saying, "Ooh, boy, I'm so glad I decided to bring balance in my life and peace into my life. And now I can do these things and have this moment with my kids and my grandkids, my great-grandkids." They're going to say, "Ooh, I'm so glad Papa began to do this thing right here with this crypto and stocks." And then I'll leave it in a trust and say, "Hey, you know what? This is how you're going to live for the rest of your life." And have stipulations in your life about how it is that you do what you do. Again, fast, understand, read, meditate, invest, create, know thyself. Those are the priorities of your life. To know thyself is the most important thing that you can do. Never, never, ever think it's too late for you to do anything. It's never too late. And even though Bitcoin is at $100,000, $99,000, $96,000, $94,000, I remember when Bitcoin was $22,000. And the worst thing that I did in this crypto area was sold my Bitcoin a couple years ago. And I did it I had to pay a bill and whatnot. And I said, I'll go back and start doing it again. That was the worst thing I ever did, as I liquidated my asset. To thrive, never ever liquidate your assets. If you want to take profit off your assets, take the profit off your assets. Never liquidate your asset. You keep that. That's how you thrive through the chaos. You keep that. You allow it to compound interest. That's the game. Compound interest is how we're going to thrive in the chaos. I just want to say to everyone, it's out there for you. It's out there for you. Do not believe that you're not capable of going out there and creating anything your heart desires. And if you had a dream a long time ago and you left your dream, dig it back up, brush it back off, wash it off, see what it looked like now. Get with the right people in your life, and I promise you it'll be something totally, totally, totally different. And with that, I want to say I appreciate everybody for coming and hanging out tonight and just having a little conversation on, hey, balance your life. Bring balance in your life and thrive through the chaos. See, once you bring balance in your life, it's going to bring you clarity of how you're going to be able to thrive. With no balance, that yin and yang, that masculine and feminine energy, that healing, the ability to evolve, not to allow old circumstances and memories and beliefs to keep you confined to ideas. Because a lot of time I hear that. They'll tell me what's wrong, and what they're telling me is the ideas and what they believe in. So their belief have them in a conformity where it's difficult for them to evolve. So that's where the self-evaluation really comes into. Can I really self-evolve? Can I really do a true hard check on myself to figure out where I need to make my changes, where can I make my adjustments, and how do I allow my adjustments to enhance my life? And when you can do that, everything is beautiful. And with that, thank you for another episode of Talk That Crap. Peace, love, and life.
A lot of haters observe, but not to support, to discourage. Vision so passionate, it's disturbing. Creator rise, I was positive surging. Cosmic potency emerges. Brain of eternal, hands on my time. Impossible prince can God watch you step in the mind. Soul triggers, power holy divine righteousness. Combined with courage, love of essence. Don't let